Hey, it's Aurelius Chen, and in this video I want to share with you the 3 things that I did in my online business to go from working 60 plus hours a week down to less than 20 hours a week. As entrepreneurs and business owners, it's very easy to get caught up in working in your business as opposed to on your business. There's a big difference there, and many of us are just trained to actually be in control of everything and not put the trust in other people to do the job. Personally, it's taken me years until I realized that I shouldn't be doing everything in my business, but instead think about strategy and to grow the business instead. So backstory, I used to work 60 plus hours a week, and that's no joke. I was actually doing every single thing from design, writing content, to editing my own videos and doing audios, everything that comes involved in running an online digital business. And as a result, I burnt out and I was overwhelmed by the work. And with those 60 plus hours I was putting in every week, I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I was browsing around with no intention or to meet some sort of goal, or I didn't have a strategy in place. It only came apparent when my wife and I were expecting our first child, and we realized that I can't be working 60 plus hours in this business. Should be spending time with family and actually doing the things that I love. It's all about making sure that you're in good health, not burnt out. And of course, your mental health is so crucial. That's where self-love, self-care plays. And it's not just about working in your business. Why do you want to do this in the end? It's not just because you want more money, but what's the money going to give you? So ask yourself, what is the deeper reason why you're doing all this? And so when I realized we're going to have our daughter, who's now 2 years old, I had to make sure that I streamline the business as much as possible so that I'm not always having to be in the business. So here are the 3 things that I implemented in my online business, and of course myself, to be able to work from 60 plus hours a week down to less than 20 hours a week. Okay, so the first thing that I did was I implemented Parkinson's Law. Now, Parkinson's Law states that whatever time or space you're given, that is the time that you actually complete that certain task. For instance, if I've been given 1 week to complete a certain project, that's when I'll actually get it done, as opposed to a month. If someone were to give me 2 months, then I'll spread all the tasks and to-dos within that time frame. If you have a team and staff, then it's also good to implement the Parkinson's Law. So usually I give my assistant sometimes a day to complete a certain task, and he actually gets it done. When you implement this, something your mind just says to clear all distractions and make sure that you focus in and just do this one single task. Now, the second thing that I implemented to save time, become more productive, is that I use the 80-20 rule. And in other words, it's the Pareto principle. The basic definition says that 20% of the things that you do result to the 80% of the results. If you take a look at your own business and your stats of sales, then you'll see that 20% of your actions actually equal 80% of your sales. How I implement this into my own online business is that I got rid of any websites that weren't generating any income and just focused in on that 20% of the websites or the things that I was doing that resulted in 80% of the sales. I used to think the more websites that you have, the more money you'll make. But in actual fact, you're spreading your focus too thin when you could be focusing on 1 or 2 sites. So that mental shift helped me focus in on what really was making money, as opposed to these other websites that were making minuscule amounts. You can also look at this as in terms of productivity. What are the tasks that you're doing that are actually wasting your time? Or tasks that you don't enjoy doing, these should be delegated and outsourced to someone who's actually good at it or loves doing it. So that's the 80-20 rule. Now, for the third way that I've been able to work more efficiently and save time is by simply creating checklists and standard operating procedures. Every time I would do something that I would have to do every single month, let's say write a blog post, I would have to think about what are the steps I need to take so that I don't start with a blank canvas. For instance, if you're writing a new blog post, what are the steps to writing a blog post? Do you come up with the headline first? Do you actually write the body first and then come up with the headline? What's your structure? So if you have this checklist to follow instead, where there's about 10 different points and steps to take, then you'll be able to follow this guideline, this template, so that you'll get the same result every single time. And the result may be an optimized blog post that's very search engine friendly. If you take a look at McDonald's, for instance, no matter where you go in the world, it's always somewhat consistently the same. When you order fries, it's somewhat the same. And when you order a Big Mac, it's consistently the same, no matter where you go. Of course, there's a bit of a taste difference because obviously it's a different country. They've got different suppliers, but overall, it's somewhat the same. So the bottom line is anything that you repeat more than once, you should create a procedure out of that because who knows, you might then delegate that task to someone who is good at it or who would rather do it as opposed to you. So these 3 ways have helped you. Implement it today and let me know your thoughts on this. As always, be sure to subscribe and like this video if you got value from it, and looking forward to sharing the next video with you.